But I have the other ones available in there.
Wait.
But
What? So, Luke, what are you drinking today?
Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
I need a bow after that. Thank you. All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
I learned my lesson from last time. What a welcome, thank you. I drink the most fruity drink imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day?
I'm going to do you a favor, James. I just say, later.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bathhouses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like some of our draw streams, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Yes. Man, I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. Woo! Yes! Yes, guys! It is Sunday. This means another episode of A Drink With Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their hopes and their dreams and their lives, but also their books and their campaigns, because frankly, I'm kind of done with mainstream comics, mainstream entertainment. It sucks. And, and indie is where the passion is, people. So yes, I hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday. My Sunday is wonderful. It's been busy, but it's busy in the good way, you know. So a lot of things done. So we are making progress on the campaign for Perfect 10 Book 5 and POWERTRIP Book 2, meaning that POW has started the commissions, the personal commissions that backers ordered. So people are getting their art. There's one little problem. POW's computer broke down, so it's in repairs right now. So this means that he can't scan things. So it's just sending photographs right now. But people love it. So really cool. And POWERTRIP Book 2 is done. It is done, guys. I prepared the files for the printer. That's going to the printer, I think, tomorrow. And today I started with sending people the digital editions. So people are starting to receive the digital editions of POWERTRIP Book 2 if they ordered that, right? And if you want a digital edition, you can still back because we're in demand. And if you back that, I will send it to you, well, as soon as possible. It's ready. So I see it, I send it, right? Easy peasy. Wow. Let's see who's in the chat with us today. I saw some people in the chat. I saw Woodrow. Woodrow, welcome, sir. Can't wait. Hope everyone is having a great Sunday. Thank you, Woodrow, and welcome to the chat today. And Good Stuff is in the chat. Hello, Good Stuff. Good Stuff is also in the green room. And this is the link for today's campaign. It's pinned in the chat. Go check it out, guys. Mrs. Good Stuff, welcome, welcome. Mrs. Good Stuff, always supportive. And I think I found all. Yeah, it's all right, guys. Share out this stream. Let's get some more people in here because we have something interesting to talk about. Usually we talk about like comics, animation. We talked about novels. We even like talked about games. This time is something new, completely like unique for this channel. So let's just do this because, by the way, the trailers that we opened with the wonderful trailers. So these trailers are made by the guest of today, but apparently he can cook up more than just trailers. So let's bring him on. Let's have a very warm welcome for Good Stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, yeah.
It's not everybody wants to talk about cookbooks. A little difficult to get on a few shows.
Well, that's the thing, because you, well, it is something new, but you also like move in this sphere of indie comics. You do trailers. So you are connected with a lot of people within this indie sphere, right?
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Yes.
So does that mean you need to do different things to get out of this network to sell your book, or is that a different thing?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to not really do a whole lot. I did a paid ad on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was the result?
So far, I've got a lot of website clicks.
Okay.
And that's it. That's it. So that didn't necessarily seem to work. But really word of mouth is what's really been doing great. People have been super, super supportive. So we had somebody had posted it on Facebook, and one of their Facebook friends who knows nothing about me or Mrs. Good Stuff or the community or anything, they backed it just because they thought it looked cool. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So yeah.
Wow. Cool. Awesome. Right. Before we carry on and talk about all of that, I need to ask you the question that I need to ask all my guests at the start is, what are you drinking?
Well, today I'm going with the Big K Cola Zero. Big K,
right.
It's a generic version of like Pepsi Zero or whatever.
Right. The cheaper brand.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. This 12 pack was $4 versus like $11 for the name brand stuff. And I'm like,
wow,
yeah, doing that.
But you leave it open for 2 minutes and it's completely flat, right?
Well, that's not so bad.
All right. Right. Okay, Jens, it's cola today.
Yep, let's have some soda. The water to drink when you don't have water. Cheers.
Exactly.
Thank you, Jens. Thank you so much. Wow. So yeah, maybe you are familiar in this world of indie comics because you make trailers, right? What's
Yes, and prior to that, I was hacking books and reading the comics,
sure?
and then started a YouTube channel, and then started video editing for that YouTube channel, and that's how I discovered I really enjoyed video editing. And then that's when I started helping people out with trying to give them the best price I could for quality travelers for their campaigns. But it started with the people in the community, the area, whatever you want to call it, because a lot of them are super, super cool. And then you start seeing the artwork and the writing that some of these guys are putting out, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I want to back this, and then you just, because I wasn't even into comic books necessarily.
Really?
When I was a kid, yeah. I know nothing of mainstream comics whatsoever. When I got into comic books, I immediately started with the indie comic book area.
Right.
So
how long ago was that?
about 7 years ago, something.
Okay. Do
7 years
you
ago.
remember the first comics that you picked up?
Yeah, I do actually. The first ones I actually picked up was Brand. That was the very, very first one by Antonio Brown, I think is who it was.
All right.
He's not in the community in this area anymore. Things didn't go extremely well for him, and some things happened, and so he left. But that was the very, very first one, and I want to say that was in 2019, I think. It was the very first one I picked up, but I've been around prior to that. I just hadn't backed anything at that point yet.
Sure.
I was just starting to learn about it and realizing comics were kind of cool. So,
right. In the chat is Dr. Ino. Welcome, Doctor.
What's up?
Really cool. Cool to see you. And Mike is also with us today. Welcome, Mike.
What's up?
Good day to Good Stuff, and good evening to you, Dave. And thank you very much for your last email. Have a good Sunday's drink all. You're very welcome, Mike. Very welcome. Right. So look at me. I'm just talking about comics while we're not really having something to promote today that has to do with comics, right?
Right.
So just my usual vibe.
Sure. Yeah.
So a cookbook. What happened there? What's the story behind that?
Well, let's see. When I was 15, I started in restaurants, and I wasn't necessarily cooking per se because I wasn't allowed to at that point. I was too young, and but growing up, my mom and my grandma both cooked, and my grandma cooked everything from scratch. And my mom started doing the quick, easy stuff because my dad worked, mom stayed at home, 4 kids, trying to figure out how to feed a family of 4 on a single income. So she would do the quick, easy, cheap meals, putting the stuff together. And I was always next to her while she was doing it, and I'd get to try little bits here and there. And mom did a lot of canning too. She made jellies and preserves, and she would can vegetables, and she made applesauce and all kind of stuff like that. So I started really not realizing how much I enjoyed cooking, but I started young, standing next to my mom while she was doing it, and then got into restaurants, realized I liked the work, and in my mid-20s became a chef. And I didn't go to school for it. I started as a line cook and worked my way up through the ranks, so to speak.
Right.
And somebody was hiring a chef, and I applied and got it, a sous chef position, and did that for about a year. And then my original sous chef, the first place where I actually learned how to cook, had accepted a chef position at a different restaurant, and he needed a sous chef. And so he called me to see if I wanted that job. And so I went to work with him. And there I actually got to help design and create the menu and the recipes for the menu. And that was down in Florida, and that was a Caribbean restaurant.
Wow.
And everything we made.
You didn't go to what's it called? Chef school? What's it called?
It's culinary school. Yeah,
Culinary school. Yeah.
I never went to culinary school.
Right.
It was on the job training, so to speak.
Right.
And,
but you just got it. So you could like design these dishes.
mm-hmm. Yes.
And somehow you just knew what kind of herbs you needed or what kind of ingredients?
Yeah, it's just through the process of cooking. When you're learning how to do it, you learn what works well with each other. There are cookbooks out there that teach you, different. One of the things I like to do is I like to mix cuisines, so to speak. Like a lot of my food is American, but I also like to throw a slight bit of a Caribbean twist in a lot of it. Like my barbecue rub that I use, I do a traditional American Texas barbecue, but the rub that I use that I've designed has a Caribbean influence to it.
What does what does borg mean? What does it mean?
I have no idea. Not sure. Not sure.
Okay.
But so there are different recipes where you just start learning what works well together, what tastes good together, and you just start to kind of get a feel for it when you do it on a regular basis. I mean, it's kind of like with your art or writing. The more you do it, the more you get comfortable. The more you start learning. Oh, I can do this and this works, and I can do this and this works. It's a similar situation, just a different, different product. So
does this also mean that you created some dishes and you were like, no?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah, I've done stuff and I haven't even eaten it. I'm like, I can't even eat this. It's crap.
Yeah.
It definitely happens for sure. But with this love of cooking that I had, my wife also started to really enjoy cooking. And she started to learn things from my mom. And where my wife grew up, they didn't really do like from scratch cooking or come up. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I get it now.
That's right. But anyway, so she started to learn some recipes from my mom. And so then later in life, when I stopped working at restaurants, I've been working at a factory for the past 20 years in January now. I got out of the restaurant business, not because I didn't like it, but because of the hours that I had to keep, and the benefits weren't as good as what I could get somewhere else. So I left and went to a Monday through Friday job, weekends off, holidays off, more time with my family. So I chose to go that route instead. But with that being said, that gave me more time to cook at home. It's when I'm a cook, I didn't want to come home and cook because I'd just been cooking all day. When I was a chef, I didn't want to come home and create a masterpiece because I'd already created 300 of them already tonight. So it allowed me to really start cooking more at home. And then my wife joined in with me. We started cooking together, and then we decided, we can create stuff that we've never had. And then I got into smoking, barbecuing, grilling. And that's currently like my forte. That's what I love. That's my passion. And I've got 2 barbecue sauces in the current cookbook. Probably 5 or 6 of the main course recipes are grilled or smoked. But the thing with that too, if you don't have a grill or a smoker, I give you ways that you can transfer it to the oven and the stovetop. So some people don't have it. Some people don't have time, whatever the case may be. And that way they can transfer it over. So.
Right. Woodrow says being in the kitchen from such a young age is such an awesome way to learn, much better than culinary school.
Yeah, I agree. But, I don't want to mislead anybody either. When I first started in restaurants when I was 15, I was working at diners. It wasn't like it was, a fancy restaurant. I mean, I did work my way into the fancy restaurants eventually. So I had a basic knowledge of how to prepare a burger, how to slice vegetables, how to make a salad, because most of the stuff at the diners you're getting in bags. Soups are brought in bags. At least I'm not talking the mom and pop diners. The mom and pop diners are normally all fresh and from scratch. But, the ones I worked at weren't those. They were the chains. Like I worked at Big Boys. I don't know if anybody out there is familiar with Big Boys.
No, we don't have it. Big Boys. We don't have it here.
Yeah, they have them here in the States, and there's a couple different, like there's Bob's Big Boys, there's Frisch's Big Boys, there's different franchises that own them, but they all basically have the same food, and that's just all mass produced your soups are coming frozen and you put them in the steamer to heat them up and stuff like that. But it gave me a basic knowledge of how kitchens and restaurants run. And then I got into management. And from management, that's when I decided I was going to be a line cook and actually learn how to cook, and got to work at a actual, I want to say it was like a 3 or a 4-star restaurant down in Florida, and learned how to really cook and learn how to figure out what herbs and spices work together and so on and so forth.
Right. Yeah. So there are so many recipes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So many. So how can you still design new things, new combinations, new flavors?
Well, you just like there's one specific recipe in the book that comes to mind when I think of something that Mrs. Goodstuff and I created out of thin air, which means we didn't see something on the internet and change it up. We didn't read it in a cookbook. It wasn't brought from a restaurant. It was, we just decided we're going to just create this out of thin air. And we thought of things that we liked. Initially, we came up with what protein were we going to use, and we chose chicken. And I'm talking about the bacon wrapped chicken roulade. So, and then we're like, what do we like? What kind of vegetables do we like? Well, asparagus. And if we're going to wrap it, if we're going to put it inside the chicken, asparagus is going to do well, because you can just take a few, 2 or 3 or 4 sprigs of asparagus, cut the ends off of them, and put it in there. It's going to wrap up nicely. And well, what else goes well with that? A sort of cheese, and we decided on goat cheese. Goat cheese is a cheese. It's a softer cheese. It's got a great flavor. And then initially, we decided to use prosciutto ham, because the flavor with the goat cheese, the prosciutto ham, and the asparagus is just super, super good. So what we did was we rolled those up. We put the goat cheese, the prosciutto ham, and we put the asparagus inside of it, and then we wrapped it up. We rolled it up, and then I wrap it in bacon and put it on the grill. And then we made a vinaigrette that we were brushing it with while it was grilling the whole time. And one of the things we noticed with that was that cheese was just oozing out of the sides, right? Where it's not completely enclosed. We didn't wrap it complete, so the ends are open. And like, well, what can we do? Well, we changed it up, and we decided to go with Lebanon bologna on the inside. It's a thicker piece of meat. It's still got good flavor, and we could put the cheese inside of it and completely wrap it in that piece of meat. So now when you cook this and you got it on the grill or in your oven, then that stuff doesn't come out of it. But creating it, we just decided what sounds like it would be good, what sounds like it would taste good together. And it could have turned out awful, but it didn't. It turned out so good. We're like, oh man, this is going on the menu. And there's a joke with going on the menu. One of the reasons we did the cookbook is we've always wanted to do a restaurant, and times get tougher, money gets tighter, kids come along, and you don't have the money or the time to do the things you want to do. And so we would always, when we would create something new, we'd be like, oh, this is going on the menu. And so since we got past the point of us actually being able to open a restaurant, we decided, why not share these recipes through a cookbook with people and go that route. So, that bacon wrapped chicken roulade, I think, was the actual very first thing that came out of thin air.
And you made that specifically for this book, or what's it?
No, we did not. We were the missus and I, when we go on anniversary weekends, we like to go to cabins, and because we just like to get away from everything, and we listen to music, and we drink beers, and we create food. And that's one of the things that we love to do. We kind of base our weekend off of, let's find some really cool things that we can make.
Just get creative with food, right?
And then, initially, like I said, it was all to, we're going to put this on the menu at the restaurant, but then it kind of turned into a joke because we don't really going to be able to. And then we're like, well, why don't we do a cookbook? And so, but that chicken was, none of these recipes were designed for the cookbook. They were recipes that we already had.
You had them, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Goodstuff says, go to a big market with many food vendors. Find something that looks delicious that you've never made before. A spice store can also be inspirational.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. There's a market here. I don't know if it's actually called, if it's a market, but inside of it, there's all these different vendors, and we love going down there because they've got all different kinds of fresh meats and vegetables and breads, and it's all right there. It's the bread's made fresh there, and you can smell the bread cooking when you're walking through, and
Oh,
they've
man.
got 4 different meat vendors, so you can check your prices, like, oh, those ribs look really good, or those steaks look better over there, or they got a better price here. And we like going down there, and especially if we're going to do something for that day, and we'll grab some meat. We'll go early in the morning, we'll grab some meat and some veggies for some sides or whatever, and figure out what we're going to make while we're there. We have no idea what we're going to make. We just see what looks good, and like, oh, we could do this with it, and we could do this. Oh, I saw some of those over there. That'd go great with this, and stuff like that. And
Right.
they have a spice. They have an urban spice store that's awesome there, Colonel D's, and we always have to hit there because they've got everything. And so we go down there, we get a bunch of stuff, a bunch of the spices, herbs, and rubs, and all kind of stuff like that. It's awesome.
Yeah, spices can be difficult when you don't really know how to cook, how to use them. There's so much, So when do you use what and how much? And it's Dark Side is Comics. Welcome, sir.
Hello,
guys. Subscribe to Dark Side is Comics YouTube channel if you like comic books, because he does daily comic book reviews.
Nice.
And all right, me Babbers, welcome, Bristolian Dave.
What's up?
He says, I heard cheese and meat and got pulled into the stream. That's how this works.
Yeah, I got some ribs in the smoker right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, here, I got my temperature. I have a remote monitor for my temperatures, so I can monitor the temperature of my smoker without having to be right there at it. And I'm traditional with how I smoke. I do charcoal and wood. I don't do the gas or the electric or the pellets or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with those. I prefer the old-fashioned way.
Yes,
and
of course.
That, and the smokers are cheaper.
Plus,
and there's
maybe flavor-wise, you have some. Like you can taste it, right? Yeah.
Yep. And there's no electronical parts to mine, which is awesome. My brother purchased a really nice pellet grill smoker. Are you familiar with pellet grills at all?
I don't know.
Okay, a pellet grill, they use pellets, which they take the wood and they shred it up and make it wet, and they press it into the pellets. And they're little tiny things, like that big, and they have different, the hickory, mesquite, or apple, or cherry, or whatever wood you're going to use in the pellets, and then you put it in this little hopper, which a hopper is something that will spin and release something to come down in at a certain rate. And so you program in what you want your temperature to be, and it spins enough of those pellets down in there to give you that temperature and the smoke flavor. Now, the problem is he bought his like 2 years ago, and he can't use it now because the electronics on it went out, and he's got to buy a new one now. I've had my smoker for 8 years now, I believe.
All right.
8 years. Keep using the same one.
All right. Dr. Reiner says, what a refreshing change of pace. Yes. Something different for today. Why not? Woodrow says, I got to the markets and food stores, or even watch things like Master Chef to grab ideas I can manipulate.
Exactly. He's right with that. I mean, there are so many. It's difficult to come up with something completely brand new.
Yes.
So, you find things and you switch it here and you change it there and you make it this instead of that, and different spices, different meats, different whatever, and then you kind of just make that thing into your own. Steer clear of the
what is this?
That doesn't sound good. That's
I can't even pronounce it. Venezuelan
beaver cheese. Yeah, that doesn't sound
Maybe,
tasty.
maybe. Right. Let's see if I miss anyone. I don't want to miss anyone in the chat. I don't think that I have. So, right. All right. Shall we take a look at the trailer?
Sure. Yeah, it's
I'm
a
pretty
it's a good
sure.
trailer. I feel like.
Yeah, the trailer should look good.
Mm.
So there we go.
You know what you're getting?
The chicken roulade looks good, but there's so much to choose from.
I know. Grilled and smoked food, food from the oven and stovetop, and then there's food that's inspired from Grandma Good Stuff.
And desserts too. Plus, you can order the Eat Good Stuff cookbook, which I heard has really great recipes in it.
Well, here she comes. You better make up your mind.
Have you folks decided? I'd like to try the bacon wrapped chicken roulade with the twice baked potato, please.
Great choices. And for you, sir?
Could I get the beer can burger with mushrooms, red onion, blue cheese crumbles, and brown sugar barbecue sauce with Mrs. G's mashed potatoes on the side, please?
Oh my gosh, I love the beer can burgers.
Wait, I almost forgot. I want to order the Eat Good Stuff cookbook too.
Perfect. That cookbook will be sent to print in about 30 days. I'll go put your order in and check back with you in a few.
I can't wait to order dessert.
What are you going to order?
I'm getting the campfire apples from Grandma Good Stuff section. I hear they actually put them over a campfire here.
Those sound so good, but I'm getting that retro hot fudge cake. It looks delicious.
I'm so glad I ordered the cookbook Eat Good Stuff. I can't wait to put that thing to use.
Well, with any luck, you'll have the cookbook by Christmas.
Oh.
Eat Good Stuff Cookbook, packed with over 40 delicious recipes handcrafted by Mr. and Mrs. Good Stuff. Back it today, exclusively at goodstuffcreations.net.
Cool.
Yeah. I forgot I need to change it because I was only supposed to have the go to print in about 30 days the first week, and then I was supposed to take that out because we're going to be going to print right after the campaign shuts down. So I need to take that out of there. That reminded me of that. I need to write that down, actually. Sorry.
Well, no problem. Guys, the link to this campaign is in the description of this video. I think I also pinned it. Did I pin it? Yeah, I did pin it in the chat. So go check it out. If you're back, let us know so we can have a little celebration.
Yes. And one of the cool things about this campaign I'd like to point out is not only are we doing the campaign on our own website, but the website that we're using, Ray Havok built, and the crowdfund plugin for this website was also built by Ray Havok, and he did a fantastic job with this.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to be going on any other platform. We're going to be funding on this and this alone. So if anybody out there is an indie creator, if you need a website or you have a website and you want to get that crowdfunding plugin, it's fantastic. You can use it as many times as you want. You can run multiple campaigns at one time. You can change it and make it custom to exactly what you want.
Oh, excellent. That's excellent. Yeah, because I have my own website, but I found it very complicated with like turning it into a campaign formula, right?
Yeah, well, Ray can do it, and this is a plugin.
Okay.
Yeah, he's great. He's fantastic. The work he does is awesome. At some point, when anybody gets a chance, just poke around on the website and check it out because he did it, and he did fantastic on everything.
All right, interesting. Mike says, "Oh my God, I will take one of everything I just saw."
Yeah, buddy. There's some good food going in this book. That's for sure.
Oh, it's a Monty Python. All right. All right, cool. So what does this mean? You have like 24 tires sold and 47 campaign baggers. So what's the difference there?
Well, the tiers sold are how many tiers as far as the product goes, but the backers means that some of those people just gave a tip and didn't actually back a physical product.
All right.
Because we have there, you can chip in on a bottle of bourbon for us to celebrate at the end of the campaign.
Sure. Hey, welcome Chris from Red Dress Press. Welcome, Chris.
What's up, Sugar?
Yeah, Sugar Chris popping in to say hello. Hello, Chris. Stick around, man. Right, so 47 campaign backers. That's great. You made your goal double. You doubled the goal, man.
Yeah, that we did. Really
cool.
That's awesome. And like I said before, we weren't sure what to expect with this campaign being a cookbook, and it's really blown our minds. It's awesome. I know we're not blowing it out of the water. Don't get me wrong. We're not up, triple digits or nothing like that. I'm happy where we're at. It's made me feel good.
So maybe you explained already, and I just missed it. But what was the decision that made you like do this on your own platform instead of like use Kickstarter or whatever, where you can reach a organic audience?
Well, initially I was going to do it on Indiegogo.
Right.
And I was doing some research on Indiegogo, and I didn't find many cookbook campaigns, but I did find some. And I think only one of them funded. And I was looking at their campaign pages, and they weren't really very good at all. But I was still going to do it on that because I didn't have any of this set up. And then I was talking to Ray about it, about the campaign, and he's like, "Why don't you use my plugin?" And then he kind of talked me into it, so to speak. He kind of like, let's do this. We can make it awesome, and I'll help out. This, that, and the other thing. And so I decided to, I talked with Mrs. Goodstuff, and we decided that was a way to go. I mean, you save on the platform fees because, with the plugin, you just pay for the plugin, and there are different levels of packages you can get with him. And the more you pay, the more you get, all the way up to a full complete website with merch and, the whole 9 yards and the campaign plugin and all of that. And the benefits just seem to outweigh what might not go right. I mean, in general, not going to get a whole lot of organic traffic on Indiegogo. Like I said, there were, I think I only found like 5 cookbooks, and I was looking through ones that had been there. There were none currently that were like funding at that point when I was looking. So it just didn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. That and, all of the stuff I'd been hearing about people, and I know it was a cookbook and it'd be different from the comic book, and, them doing the shadow banning but them holding funds and all of that kind of stuff. It's like, the reason we're doing the crowdfunding is so we can pay for the printing of the book. Mm-hmm. And if you're holding my funds on me, I can't print the book to get it out to everybody. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's crazy site.
And with this, we're using Stripe just like anything else as far as the payment processing. So there's no worries as far as security there. And the site's secure. It's got all of the security stuff that's needed for it. Like I said, Ray went above and beyond to make sure this is exactly what we need.
Right. All right. Let's go through the campaign. Let's see what you're offering here. So I see you have a back cover coming up by Dean James.
That is correct. Yeah, the front cover was done by our son, Goodstuff II.
All right.
And with this book being, it is being dedicated to, it's being dedicated to my mother and father, my mom and dad, and the grandkids all called him Grandma and Paul. So with this book being dedicated to them, they grew up in the 50s. Like my dad was like the greaser with the slick back hair and the white t-shirt with the cigarettes rolled up. And my mom wore the poodle skirt, like they were true 50s, 1950s growing up. And so we decided to do a section of the book, which are recipes inspired by my mom, the Grandma Goodstuff section. And that section set to a 50s diner theme. So we went with the 50s diner on the cover, with the 50s truck going by with the flames coming out. I think it's great. I love it.
Yeah, really nice. How old is Goodstuff Jr.?
He's 19.
All right.
And this was a big deal for him too, because this is completely out of the style of art that he does.
Right. Yeah.
Completely different. And he normally doesn't color anything. Normally he just does the black and white and the inks. So.
Right. So what was the assignment that you gave Dean James?
Yes. Okay. So the back cover is going to be where the actual dedication to my parents is going to be written out. So what he's doing is the art that is going to be Poor Paul's pork chop truck. Now there's a joke behind this. My parents, my dad is a jokester. That's where I get it from. All the jokes I could do and joke around and have a good time. My dad joked with everybody, and my nephews were over at their house one day, and the ice cream truck went by, and we have the ice. Are you familiar with ice cream trucks? Do you guys have them over there? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the ice cream truck goes by and it's dinging, playing the song, dinging the bell, and the kids are like, I want ice cream. And my dad, Paul, says, you don't want anything from that truck. And the kids are like, why not? And he's like, well, that's a pork chop truck. He's only got pork chops on that truck. And the kids are like, I don't want a pork chop. And he's like, well, you don't want anything from that truck then. So then it just kind of became this big joke. Every time we heard an ice cream truck, it was the pork chop truck.
Right.
So at one point, my aunt had got everybody Christmas ornaments, and they were like mail trucks or something. And she wrote on the side of them, Paul's pork chops, and there were ornaments for the Christmas tree. So everybody in the family got one. It just kind of became this big joke. So what I've done is I gave him a 50s style ice cream truck to mimic this after and make it all hot rod. My dad loved cars, so make it all hot rod and put the pork chop menu on the side and have it say Paul's pork chops on the side of it. And then underneath that is where the dedication is going to be to my parents.
Right. All right. Okay. Important assignment. Okay, then we get into the book itself.
Yeah, you get to see some sample pages, what the layout's going to be like. You're going to get the ingredients. You're going to get the instructions on how to prepare everything, and you're going to get the prep time, the cook time, and then how much it's going to make. Basically, how many servings. The yield is, this will make 4 servings, or this is going to make this amount, whatever the case may be.
Right. Yeah, sometimes you buy these packages that say like 4 servings, and we eat it with 2, with 2 people.
Mine
right?
are actually set for the right amount of people.
Right. Yeah.
Ours have been done to where, yes, if it says feeds 4 to 6, it's going to feed 4 to 6.
All right. Excellent.
Maybe even more, because I like large portions. So when I'm figuring it out, okay, this is my portion. So yeah, that'd be good.
Sure. And sometimes you can eat 2 days or something.
Yeah, exactly. But yet you're also going to get sides and some what we call in sides, etc. section, which you get side dishes as well as marinades, rubs, sauces, stuff like that as well.
Right. I'm just looking at the titles of these dishes. Like twice baked potatoes, is cheese, mashed potatoes. Right. Then we have some desserts.
Yeah, this is the Grandma Good Stuff section, what it's going to look like. It's how it's got the different setup for the page.
Right.
Set to the 50s diner theme.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, this is recipes inspired by my mom. Some of them are pretty close to exact, but I don't think any of them, well, maybe a couple are exact, but we've changed them up slightly. But in the Grandma Good Stuff section, you're going to find a lot of quick, easy, cheap meals. Like there's one I love, poor man's beef hash is what we called it, and it's ground beef with potatoes and onions. And one of the things with this book too is we kind of give you ideas of how you can change things up a little bit. Like with this one, that poor man's beef hash, say you're on the keto diet where you're not allowed to eat potatoes, you could remove the potatoes and you could put mushrooms in it. Or say you're not on the keto and you just like mushrooms, you're going to throw mushrooms in there anyway just because you like them. Or you're going to throw some peppers in there because you want some peppers to go. You think that might taste good.
Right.
So we'll give you ways you can change things up. We'll give you ways, like if some people were talking about how they don't like red meat. Well, we'll give you, you can use ground turkey in this recipe, or ground chicken instead of ground beef if you want. Or
right.
If you don't want to have regular bacon, you can have turkey bacon. Stuff like that.
Sure.
And as well, some of them will have little background stories of how we came up with the item, how we came up with the recipe, or little stories about my mom when she was cooking them, stuff like that. So there's a little bit of fun involved in it as well.
Right. Mike says pork chop trucks should patrol the same routes during winters that the ice cream trucks use summertime.
Exactly. And as a kid, that doesn't sound good, a pork chop, but as an adult, I'd love a pork chop truck come through here. Give me a pork chop on a stick or something. Mushrooms, gross. Yeah, and see if you don't like something, you can change it out and switch it with something else.
Yeah.
You know?
So, but these recipes from your mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are these the exact recipes? So did she teach you exactly how to make this, and you preserved the same recipe? Did you
With
change
some of them, yes, some of them we've changed
Right.
slightly, but they're all inspired by her. And there's actually even 2 on there that technically didn't come from her. One of them being the retro hot fudge cake. And the reason we put that on there, that's actually from that diner I was talking about before, Bob's or Frisch's Big Boy.
Right.
That was one of my dad's favorite restaurants to eat at. So we went there a lot of Friday nights. Friday nights was mom's night off from cooking. Dad would take everybody out to dinner. And one of the places we went a lot was Frisch's. And so Frisch's had a hot fudge cake for dessert, and it was my mom's favorite dessert at that restaurant. And so although that recipe, she didn't necessarily make it, it was one of her favorite things to eat. So we decided to design one after theirs. So that's where that one came from. And then there's another recipe in there, the potato leek soup, that's in the Grandma Good Stuff section. My mom didn't come up with that recipe. That was actually a recipe that I learned how to make when I very first started cooking at a restaurant. And I took it, changed it a little bit here and there, and my dad loved it. And so my mom asked for the recipe, and so I gave her that recipe to cook for my dad whenever he wanted to have it. So that one's in there just because my dad loved it so much and my mom made it for him. So, but those are the only 2 that my mom didn't actually do, that she didn't come up with.
Okay. All right. Recipe list.
Yes. Lots of stuff there. Lots of stuff. And we did a recipe contest, and we had 2 recipes we couldn't choose between which one was better. So we did co-winners, and Woodrow in the chat there was one of the winners. He did a churro Belgian waffle dessert that we tried last night, and was fantastic.
So wait, you did a recipe contest,
right? Yes.
So how did that work?
So the you would submit a recipe, the ingredients, how to do it, and a picture, and all of that. And Mrs. Goodstuff and I would choose what we thought would be best, and the winner would get their recipe in the book with the credit and a free copy of the book as well. And so, like I said, there were 2 that we couldn't decide between, and one of them was Woodrow's dessert, and then one of them was JP Plack, Raiden Radio, Eudaimonics.
Oh yeah,
One of them. He submitted a sausage and orzo pasta dish, an Italian sausage and orzo. Oh, it's fantastic. We made that last night too. It was so good. But both of them, we decided to make co-winners, so they're each going to have a recipe in the book.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thank you, says Woodrow.
Yeah, well, thank you, because we ate that last night. It was delicious. Oh my God.
Mike is getting hungry again.
Yes. That happens. Yeah. But yeah, the creative team there. Well, look at all those people that helped out. I mean, of course, you've got Good Stuff, Mr. Good Stuff, and Good Stuff second. But with Dean James doing the back cover art, Luke Aglietta did the stretch goal bookmark art, which we hit and everybody will get.
Oh, that's what we see here.
Yeah.
On the right. Oh, you can't see my mouse.
Oh, wait. Oh, no.
Right. Yeah.
It's the what you have is the background here on your stream here, the background picture.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, that's the bookmark art that he did for that.
Okay.
And then Ray Haylock, of course, did the web design and the crowdfunding toolkit. Flying Feline, the cutting boards that we offer as a tier, the chop tier for 25. Yes. They don't have that on it, but yes, I just use that as the background for the typing. But yeah, she did the Eat Good Stuff logo laser engraving on the cutting board. And then if you signed up and then you backed a physical copy of the book, we offered a Eat Good Stuff magnet, which Justin Belmont made those. And then off to the right, if you're looking at it, the wine totes, Shay the Red, Gaslight, she did the custom painted leather wine totes over here that you see.
Oh, Okay, that's that. Right. Really cool. Oh,
Yep,
lots
yep.
to
And then
eat.
there's just a little bit about us. Yeah.
Yeah, leave a comment. Right. So, what kind of tiers do you have? Let me
Well,
see.
the featured tier, we put the cutting board, the chop tier, which is $25. It ships to the U.S. It's $5 shipping. It's a 12x8 bamboo cutting board with the Eat Good Stuff logo laser engraved into the corner of it.
All right.
It's a nice cutting board. It's good quality. Oh yeah, Amanda was the recipe keeper, so we didn't know who submitted the recipes for the contest. We wanted to go into
Was that part of it? Yeah.
point.
Oh.
So yeah, Amanda B helped out a lot. There are people that were behind the scenes helping with this as well that I didn't even think about mentioning. But
Okay, great.
yeah, Amanda was one of them.
Woodrow says, I tried to make my recipe look like my mom made it so you didn't think it was me. Yeah. Welcome, Mo Biggs.
What's up, Mo?
Welcome, sir. Right. Okay, the chopper tier.
Yeah.
Then we have the digital tier.
Right. So if shipping costs can be high, especially we're offering shipping for the physical book to the US, Canada, and UK. And the Canada and UK is kind of high shipping. And beyond that, it just kind of gets even more ridiculous. So, we wanted to offer a digital tier that anybody who didn't want to pay the shipping, even if you're in the States and you don't want to pay the shipping for it, you can still get the book. And it's the full book, everything, cover to cover. You're going to get everything that you would normally get. So it's all will be there.
Great.
And then you scroll down, we have the mustard tier, which is the physical copy of the cookbook, which is $16. Shipping on that to the US is $9. And like I said, it gets expensive. Canada is $22 and UK is $24. So, but with that physical copy of the book, you also get that digital copy as well.
All right.
And since we hit our second stretch goal, you get to choose between the wire O bound or the hardcover book.
Oh, you have two versions.
Yes. Yeah. What was one of the stretch goals was if we hit that stretch goal, you get your choice of the wire O bound or the hardback. And that's where this gets kind of cool, the relish tier. So it's 2 books and it's a discount on the books themselves as well as on the shipping. But if you wanted, you could get one of each, one hardcover or one wire O, or you could get both hardcover or both wire O. It's up to you, but this is kind of cool if you want to get one of each.
Yeah.
A little discount.
Yeah. Great. All right. And then we have the top tier.
Right, which is one baseball cap, and that Eat Good Stuff logo is embroidered into the cap. There are 5 of these available, so it is limited.
All right. So you can wear that while you're cooking.
Exactly.
And then the cover tier.
Right, which has the same baseball cap embroidered logo, as well as a T-shirt. And there are 5 of those available, so that's limited as well.
All right, cool. The cook tier.
The cook tier. This comes with the same baseball cap embroidered logo and an apron. The apron has the embroidered logo as well. And one cool thing about this apron is the neck is adjustable as well as the tie string is adjustable. Because sometimes they make the little neck thing way too small and the way up here into your chin, and you're like, what the? I can't even get my head through this thing, man. I got a big head. But there are 3 of those left. 2 of those tiers have been taken, so there's only 3 of those left.
That's cool. That's cool. So people take these. That's cool. And then the secret tier is not that secret right now.
Not anymore. It was secret, and we released that last Friday evening on Regen, which is Shay and Sai's show, and Shay the Red, Gaslight. She did custom painted leather wine totes. One of those is gone. There are only 4. The 4 you see there are the 4 that are available. So with the tier, you get 1 of them. The taco one is gone, but there's still the cheeseburger, the ramen, and the sundae with the churro bowl available. And with that, you get a free copy of the book, your choice of the hardback or the wire O. And shipping is only $5 with this, but it is a US only tier.
All right. Okay, cool. Mo Big says, Sugar, tell them about your idea for.
I think I may know what you're talking about.
Manny Mayo, what's that?
Right.
Right. You don't want to know. All right, nice. Let's see. We started with 47 campaign backers. So do we need to refresh or
I
just like update
don't think so. I
live?
don't think we got any orders, but that's all right.
Oh, that's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay. People can just share this. People can talk about the campaign, share it out
Yeah.
on social media, talk about this cookbook. If you know people who like to eat, and I think that's almost everyone, then talk about this book. Let's share this link out.
Yes, please.
David Mo, my manly mayo is only for VIPs. Right.
Oh, if you scroll down just a little bit, just real quick.
Yeah.
And a little bit right there. Whoop, whoop, back up. We're above that. Keep going right there where it says goals. If you click on the goals, one of the cool things about his plugin is it has the progress bars for the goals, the stretch goals that we set up.
Oh, all right.
So
Cool.
I thought that was pretty cool. It's something that don't have on the other other platforms. And another cool thing about this as well, because backer ID is really important to some people. When you check out, you get your backer ID with your checkout right then and there. It gets emailed to you as well, but you don't have to wait to know what your backer ID number is, which was actually really easy for us because when we launched, we had the first 3 backers got a free grill spatula. And so it was easy. They could let us know right away what backer number they were. They didn't have to wait for that email to come.
Right. That is cool. That's an experience. Really cool, man. It's
yeah.
I think you will show this to Luke Stone, and he might get some new plans for my comic.
But thanks, Mo. The site is pretty slick. Ray did a fantastic job on the whole site. Now, I mean, the campaign plugin is awesome in itself, just because of how versatile it is and the many different things you can do with it. That's that one-time fee, and then you're over. There's no more paying. You can use it for every campaign you do down the road, and it's awesome.
Really cool. Right. So, did we discuss anything? Is there something else before we close this down? Is there something else that we need to know about the campaign or about the book or about anything else?
We do have the timeline set up to be shipped, to be received by Christmas. Of course, things can happen, so we don't want to guarantee you're going to get it by Christmas, but it plans to go to print within a couple of days of the campaign closing down. And I've been quoted 2 to 3 weeks for shipment from them. So 2 to 3 week turnaround time before they ship it back out to me, which means that I should have everything to be able to fulfill and start shipping out the first week of December. So as long as everything goes as it's planned currently, because the book is done, I'm just going through and formatting it for print now. So the book's done. All the recipes are done. The pictures are taken. I've got it put in order. I've got it set up for, one for the hardback, one for the YRO. So everything's ready to go, except the formatting, which isn't taking long, but it's ready for print. It will be ready for print as soon as we're done. So it should be there for Christmas. It should.
Excellent. It should.
All
right. Great. Thank you. Let's close this for a moment. Stop the screen. Right. Excellent. Before we close off, guys, I need to show you something also, because I've got something going on also.
Nice.
I've got something going on also. So 1 second, I need to bring it up. Yeah, it's up. And then we go to present, share the screen, and then we go to this one, because you can still get Perfect 10 Book 5, POWERTRIP Book 2. And I talked about that before at the beginning, that POWERTRIP Book 2 is done. It's completely done, and the digitals are going out. So this will go to the printer tomorrow. We're still working on Perfect 10 Book 5, but POW has started already on the personal commissions. Some people backed for personal commissions. You can pick any character you want. You can request any character you want, guys, and POW will draw it for you. So if you like comic books, and you like superheroes, and you like classic, old school superhero action adventure without the modern bullshit, right? So just cool stuff. Look at this awesome art, guys. Cover A, cover B. The The story is fantastic. This is book 5. It's one continuous story. So if you miss anything, we have a catch up tier also. You can, or you back like book 3, book 4, whatever you're missing, we have it. So go check it out. And then we have POWERTRIP, which is done, and you can also buy this one together. So, and we have both books digital if you want to skip on shipping costs. So go check that out, what we have. The link to this is in the description of this video. Stop the screen. Whoo! Oh, and Mo is dropping the link. Thank you so much, Mo.
Nice.
Excellent. Good stuff. Thank you so much for being my guest for today.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you having me on. And I tell you, I love working with you, doing trailers for you and intros and stuff, man. You're fun to work with.
Oh, we need to let people know that if they need a trailer for the campaign, cookbook campaign or whatever, if they can reach out to you, right?
Yes, that is correct. They can just go right to my website, Indie Creators, get a 10% discount. Just ask me for that code, and I will give it to you.
Right. Is that the same website that your
That's the
campaign
same
on?
website. Yeah, Good Stuff Creations.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Fantastic. All right. Thanks again, man. And special thanks to the chat, to everyone who showed up today to watch us live. This strange show about cookbook, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, chat. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. If you like this conversation, give this little stream a like. If you didn't like the conversation, give it a dislike, and I'm very sorry. I will be back next week with a new show, and also that will be the first time that I will be using Streamlabs, because StreamYard I will be closing after today because their prices are just nuts right now. And I might do a stream earlier because I have a stack of like campaign books, like packages. I need to do a unboxing stream. Right. Oh, Timothy Olson, welcome, sir, and goodbye.
What's up? See ya.
we're just closing down. You're very welcome, Miss Good Stuff. Good luck with the campaign, guys.
Thank you.
And let's see, time to close off. Where is it? There it is. All right, guys. See you guys next time. Bye.